Welcome everyone to episode 342 of the Craftverse series. In between episodes, I went ahead and finished the majority of the landscaping for the upper level. There's a couple bits of grass that are remaining, and then over here I still have to remove a ton of all of this to flatten it all out and add in the remaining walls, which is what I'm going to be doing this episode. So let's go ahead and trim it down to 65, which would be this one. Actually, by doing this the way I have been, I kind of want to have it like that. There, we're just going to be recycling some of this. There. Perfect. All right, so from here on, we're going to be removing a good bit. Let's go ahead and start trimming, because I want it to look like this little ridge is going up into it, but it's not actually able to be seen otherwise, if that makes any sense. So we're going to remove as much of this as possible. Let's bring you down. We're at 66, so we need to go another layer. Down to 65. I can start removing everything straight out from here. And then we'll end up replacing a bunch with grass around it. Okay, now we can just remove everything in between. And we swap this out for grass. Remove you entirely. And then we have our grass. How's the other side look? The other side is pretty much good to go. Alright. With that out of the way, now it's just a matter of clearing out the land, and we'll be good to go to swap out the final layers for grass and the last layer on the wall for stone bricks. That way it looks like one cohesive, intentional piece, and the word I was looking for last episode that my groggy, tired brain could not figure out was retaining wall. That is what this wall to the left of me is going to be. That pig is trying so hard to climb, but I just keep removing the block underneath his feet. Okay. Didn't mean to remove that yet, but it's not going to hurt anything if I do. It's ultimately going to be swapped out for stone brick anyway. Not too phased with the rest of this being deleted from despawning. Simply because I've already filled in all of my current goals per grass patch. You might notice I also didn't bother going and healing my shovel, so it's gonna need to be healed soon. I didn't actually need to use my shovel because when I was clearing out the village, I took a ton, an actual ton of path blocks out of it, so I already had a bunch to put in and didn't need to then use my shovel to make more. Let's bring this out a little bit. We're going to have this side do the same thing going into the wall. I want to keep that. I want to keep those. You can go. This side's going to be primarily stone from what I can see. This was all naturally generated stuff. I didn't place any of these here, so I don't actually really remember what I dug out on the creative copy of the world. As a side note, what they have changed how realms are displayed. Like when you're trying to make a backup of your realm, now you have to go into manage realm instead of edit world. And it gives you up to like 5 gigabytes of storage to save backups in the realm. So you can just easily go in and go, oh, that's the save that I want to use for today. Which would have been handy when I was doing my Awkward Kingdom Season 1 return. But alas, they did not have that feature available yet. So now we should be good to go the rest of the way down. I need to bring this one more over, and then we can just go all the way down the side, and then I could just replace all of the stone for stone brick. And then we can say we're done with the stone brick portion, because this is the last retaining wall side that I need to install currently. But I do need to sleep before I get blown up. Give me the bit. I bet. Okay. I had several iterations of this retaining wall before I settled on this design, but it perfectly maths out the way I settled on it, so I didn't have to force anything, I didn't have to finagle anything. Just ended up working out. If you've never heard the word finagle before, now you have, and you should definitely spread that word around because it's a really cool word. Finagle. It's like someone fused a fish with a bagel. Finagle. Honestly, kind of sounds like a Pokemon. Go, finagle. Use whatchamacallit. I would not be surprised if that was actually a move in the future generation, or even in the one that's just been announced. Because as of recording this, Winds and Waves has actually just been announced. By the time y'all are watching this, it's been out for a while. Or at least the announcement's been live for a while. You've probably seen it. So I tend to record a couple weeks to months in advance, depending on how much creativity I have. And how much time I have to record. Mostly that. Mostly that. Get those corner bits in. Can't tell if they decided to try to make the wandering trader sound like a dog or like a villager with a personality, but he sounds like a dog to me. Row? Yeah, that's what you should say when you run into a character, because you might actually get murked if you have the nerve to sell him something he already has an abundance of. Or show up to a mangrove forest to try and sell him a propagule. Which has happened to me. Or if I'm in a desert, they try to sell me sand. Like, you're not a car salesman. That's not the skill set you need. You don't need to try and sell me something that I already have an abundance of just because you want to make a commission. Oh, did that get too real for a minute? Rude. Horse, get off of my retaining wall. Now you're gonna get the pig in on it too. See, look what you done did. This is not a jungle gym for animals. It's just to keep y'all out. It's mostly to keep the mobs out, but you technically are mobs, so. There, retaining wall is installed. Up to the point where it needs to be. Now I can get rid of all the rest of this stone brick that's in my inventory. And we can make room so we don't lag too much out. Let's see, I'm really liking how this came out. And the majority of this was stone from clearing out and flattening the land out here. So it was all recycled goods. Very little, if any, ended up coming from the chests that I brought with me. Just take those out, plant them. That's not what I tried to take out. Get back in there. Bad. Dirt can go. We can condense that down into this. Check you back in. One of these has space. I'll just save them for now. I might want to plant them later. Let's head back over and finish the landscaping portion. Ow. Already done all of the placing that I need to do for the time being until all of this is removed and I could put grass here instead. So I have to get to the point where I can do just that. Originally, I thought this was just going to wrap around the entirety, but it just ended up being a weird shape and hard to mathematically work the wall around. That's how I have the lanterns posted. Just going to start with this smaller section first and then work my way outwards, because now I'm going to have a problem with my shovel. Just because I have a metric ton of duplicated shovels does not mean that I want to waste this perfectly good netherite shovel. You know? Maybe I have the other shovel in my shulker box. Because I had two. One was supposed to be like and the other subscribe. Which you should totally do if you're still watching the series, 342 episodes in. Which, if you are, when did you start? Let me know down below. I'm curious. Did you start at the beginning? Are you an OG? Or did you start partway in? Something that maybe I was building a farm for that I linked to the original creator, and you're like, oh yeah, I should definitely check that original video out. But thank you for showing me this, because that's pretty cool. I'll leave you a sub and unlike the video. Something like that? Or did you watch from the very first episode? Be curious to know who has been watching from where. I know we've got some recent new faces in, and welcome to the community. I hope you enjoy your time and enjoy this series. Trying to do my best to continue doing interesting builds, but sometimes you need to make space for said interesting builds, which is why we're doing all of this landscaping. Can't be doing all my landscaping off camera. Some people actually watch for the landscaping bits. They're like, I want to see the before and after. You know what? I got you. Let's do it. We're going to do the before and after. You're going to see it before when the episode starts, and you'll see the finished product when I am done. Spoiler alert, this is a fully vanilla-based series, so there won't be any diamond apples or anything like that. Not until they release that in vanilla. If they ever do, the game is broken. There won't be any reason to play because all the PvP sweats will just go, oh, diamond apple. Nobody will ever die, nobody will ever respawn, no one will ever get bed trapped again, you know. None of the typical PvP shenanigans. I don't usually participate in PvP, but if somebody was to attack me on a server where it was enabled, I would have to defend myself. I just don't usually participate in those types of servers. Typically mine have PvP off. So you can go on an adventure together and not have to worry about you having fire aspect and setting your cohort on fire while you're trying to fight zombies. Especially because if you're out and about, chances are one of you is distracted or backing up and not realizing where your friend is, and you end up right in the line of fire, and sometimes you can actually kill somebody with the Power 5 bow if you're not completely aware of where everyone is at the moment. I've done that a couple of times by accident. Not killed someone, thankfully. I just set them on fire, brought them down to half a heart. But that is why I started with the PvP off rule. Luckily, I don't have to worry about that on this realm because I'm the only one playing on it. Only thing I worry about is fire spreads. If I ever ticked it on, would it break all my iron farms? That's why I try thinking ahead and using warped or crimson wood whenever I'm making the fences. Or signs, not fences. Apparently brain is still groggy. Please download more caffeine. Okay, that is straight up a moon. And yeah, I need to sleep. Although this area is still better lit than it was before, I'm not willing to chance it. It's a lot of work to have to redo if bunches of creepers spawn. Honestly, it's nowhere near the amount of work and frustration that would happen if they were to blow up my iron farm, especially with all the redstone bits and water in there. That would be just a travesty. Okay, bit of a delay. Luckily, I believe that iron farm is 100% spawn safe. The only thing that can spawn are the iron golems and potentially cats. Okay, what are you trading? Are you even interesting? You have 3 different colors of dyes, 2 different kinds of wood, a flower, and a dripstone. I don't need anything you offer. I need you out of my sight. Thank you. Who will come again when you have better wares? I'd be curious, and there's a couple of items I still do not have. I will fully admit that. I don't know offhand what they are, but I know I don't have every item in the game. I have 90% of them, though, including Dragon's Breath and the Dragon Egg, from when I was doing the end, which I will have to get some maps for, because I recently found out that you can make maps in the end, even though you can't do it in the Nether. I guess it makes sense. If it's supposed to be space, there's not supposed to be literally anything above it, but the Nether is supposed to be hell, which is supposed to be underneath everything, so you'd literally never be able to see it. Dimensions are weird. But hey, if I can make some cool maps, I'll make some cool maps. Uh-oh. Forethought was not detected here. Okay. So far, this area is pretty good. I gotta get this side over here. Is it really that important yet? Probably not. Let's see, how much spatially do I still have to do? More than my poor little shovel can handle. So, I believe maybe I put one in here? Biscuits. Nope, I did not put one in here. Ow. Nope. Okay. Well, off to Time Runner's house, I suppose. Because I know there's going to be one in there somewhere. In the basement. Yes. Need to repair my gear. Don't mind the lag. The world is loading in at 20 chunks a minute. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Lag. Bad lag. Let me in the door, please. Thank you. So I can just chuck some of this into storage. I have no need of you. Just gonna have general block storage in here for now. Okay. I think part of the reason it's lagging is, before I do that, the fact that I have all of this and nothing that I've been doing is on the map yet. Oh, these 4 are going to be quite a big investment. Let me see if I can... see, what order did I get them in? Good enough. I will bring those over in just a moment. Now we have to stand here and just have a little chat while I'm trying to repair my elytra and my shovel and potentially my pick while I'm here. What do you guys think of the landscaping that we've been doing so far? What should I put on top of that little plateau? Obviously, I can't put something with a permanent bed on it, because that could potentially link one of the villagers sometime down the line, and I cannot afford that. Probably going to end up being something stagnant that I can turn off or just not have redstone in. There's a good bit of redstone in the iron farm. I don't really need more clogging it up. We'll just have to wait and see. Alright, that noisemaker aside. Okay. Let's see just how much these maps have to update. Okay. Ow. Okay, so that goes off in a different direction. This is everything we're doing right now. That's the iron farm itself. Okay, so I need to go closer in order to get that fully mapped out. Oh, lag. Major spike of lag. Okay. So we have the whole iron farm. We have to get this path. Path has been updated. All right. This one I'm probably going to keep on me, at least these two, while I'm still doing maintenance on the leveling. These two can go back since they're not really going to be affected for a while. Let's see if that impacts the amount of lag I just had. Oh, it's the flowers. All the flowers and all the berries loading in at the same time. Maybe I don't need all of that lining everything. Oh, geez, this is so choppy. Where am I going to land? Okay, here we go. I don't know how much of it is the amount of map, how much of it is anything else. It's just a bit more than mildly infuriating. There we go, and somehow the path nearly perfectly fits all the way around the entire iron farm. I cannot complain about that. I'll come back for you, it's fine. I don't need you getting lost if anything were to happen. So far, you can't tell much of a difference other than the gray line with the little white squares. But that's okay. Ooh, I just thought of something. This can be my end map up here. I don't even need this. Okay. I'm down. Oh, I swear I thought I was going to headbutt into one of those. Glad I didn't, but I thought I was gonna. I need to come down here, and if I'm not mistaken, it's in one of these. Yes. Oop. Just take 9. I don't know of how many of them I'm actually going to end up using. Probably all I really need is the 9, though. Now I need to go back there because that's where the maps are. Honestly, might be a little bit faster to go this way, even though I'm going farther away from it. Because I have a little path that goes out this way. I try to make my entire essentially accessible world walkable on foot, with a couple of notable exceptions. Here, right? No? There they are. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just come in here. Main end island. Nice. Really have another use for this then. Well, for right now, you can just go in here. You're not really hurting anything. Alright, off to the end. Okay, massive lag spike. Your video did not freeze. My gameplay did. Minecraft. There you go. Good Minecraft. Get out of the portal frame, and we fly directly this way. Nope. And now for another loading screen. Okay, it did never used to take this long. Come on. You got this, Minecraft. Alright, so what I want to do for style points is jump over here. Oh. If there wasn't a portal there, which it did not want to load, I would be dead from that. Okay, let's start from the middle, I guess. It's usually a good point to start from. Two, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's the center of the island. We're just going to chuck that one up top. We're going to walk all the way to this one. I think right about here. Dang it. Nope, it's this side. There we go. Yeah, it's definitely further along than I expected. It's fine. Mildly infuriating, but fine. I'm just gonna end up getting the cross of them. Ooh, do not fall off. Okay. Style points. Okay. One more, and actually, you all need to be removed. Well, I already have one of these. I don't need a second one. That is why I'm pulling my pickaxe out, because I need to get rid of some of these rails and thus the things those rails are sitting on. Okay, why are you missing chunks? Chunks? Bro. That little island is right there. Why are we missing chunks? Come on. Okay, fine. Maybe you'll update when I remove some of these. Let me grab my axe. That is the wrong one. Axe. I'm not bringing any more shulkers to the overworld anytime soon. I will, however, be needing some blocks. I wasn't crouched. Ooh. Could have been risky. Crouched. Swift sneak it. Thank God this isn't hard mode because, yeah, starving to death is a thing there. I'm not at all concerned with the aspect of things spawning up here. I just want to have a clean map. Okay, that doesn't do enough. Maybe it does do enough. If I ever decide to renew this, I have most of the path already on here. But I do want to know why it's not showing up. Oh. That was from my 20 dragon fights. Okay, everything is finally in. Okay, let me double check. White one, red one, middle, black one, gray one. Perfect. I have all 5 of the ones that really mattered to eat, and then we'll head back to... I love wasting rockets. We're gonna head back towards Time Runner's house. I think it's gonna put me at spawn, so I keep breaking my bed. Unless it counts the one at Time Runners. Nope, it's back at spawn. Oh, I'm outside of my little safety wall. That's lovely. Populate, populate. Thank you very much. Why I'm going this way, I do not know. Ow. Game? Can you exist, please? Okay. head downstairs and see in which order these show up. Where's the middle one? Right here. Perfect. Okay. You are the lower one. You are the upper one. Right one, and you're the left one. Nice. And you can't really tell if I take these off, which I might do for now. You're looking right in the middle. Just looks like the void extends outward just a little bit, which nice. All 20 of my gateways are visible on 5 maps. That took an enormous amount of time to put together. I'm glad it shows up. Even if it does have to have the little brown stripe of spruce wood that goes all the way down into the collection zone. This is very nice to have. And with that said, that's going to do it for today's episode, because we went about 11 minutes over the 30-minute allotment. Part of the idea of this challenge, if you are new, is to do 2 hours a week only. I've been kind of vastly exceeding that by doing off-camera grinding and a bunch of duping, but I didn't want to subject you guys to having to watch all of that duping, which is just excessive. Very, very excessive. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. So thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's episode. Or here in a few minutes if you're watching this in the future. In which case, thank you for coming back. That is not the pause button. There we go. I shake my head at myself. I need food.